Welcome to the Therapy Dogs Australia podcast. I'm Sam King, owner of Therapy Dogs Australia, psychologist, animal assisted therapist, and accredited dog trainer. With over a decade in the field with my team of dogs, I'm here to share practical advice, honest stories, and expert insights for professional therapy dog handlers, dog trainers, and canine enthusiasts who want to live and work ethically and expertly with their canine co-therapist.
And I'm Max, your co-host, Therapy Dogs Australia's creative lead and passionate dog owner, here to ask questions and bring curiosity as we explore this fascinating industry together.
So, whether you're a seasoned handler or just starting out, this podcast is here as a professional development resource to support you and your dog on your journey throughout this exciting industry.
While chatting to a range of inspiring people about our absolute love of dogs and the power of the human-animal bond. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave us a review to help others find us too.
Guys, today we're going to be talking about a couple of pretty interesting topics. So, long story short, we're going to have a bit of a discussion about growling today, dogs growling. So I'll share my insights about that sort of stuff because it's come up a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. But we just have been thinking our pod and ways that we can make it better because we've got quite the community now happening.
Always developing.
Love that.
Yes.
So we thought, what a good idea. You're probably all following our socials, so you see these shout outs anyway. But we thought we really should give a little mention to some of our new graduates to celebrate their achievement. So from time to time, we're just going to, pop up with a few names. So over Christmas, like we obviously had the episode with Pat last fortnight, but this is mine and Max's first episode back. So
yes.
Hey, Max. We haven't I think we haven't spoken to Max for a while.
Yeah, because I think I missed the last one. Yeah, well, I missed both with Pat, unfortunately.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Missed you guys.
Yeah. I know. It's all just scheduling issues. But anyway, moving forward. So we want to congratulate Kelly Kluger and Elroy, who scored a very impressive 35 out of 40 on their obedience and manners test.
Incredible.
Very, very impressive. Glowing feedback from their temperament assessment as well. Rachel, Gu and Hank. So I don't know if that's how I say your last name, Rachel. I'm sorry. But congratulations. These guys got 33 out of 40 on their initial assessments too. This is their first go.
Wow.
Really high scores. Like these are really high scores. So very, very impressive. These are guys that are obviously putting in the work, and it's just for us, it's really cool to see the scores come back and be like, wow, like that's really impressive. Liz Hickson and GJ, not Geo.
Yeah.
So Liz has been with us since GJ was a puppy. So Geo is their older dog's name. So it's Geo Jr., GJ. Congratulations to Liz and TJ.
Congrats. Yes.
32 out of 40. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Fine. Wow. Such high marks from everyone.
So normal scores, like especially first round, is like 23, 25, 26, 27. Like that's a really normal score to get.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really just above average.
Yeah. It's really good. Like it's out of 40. That's out of 40. Like,
yeah.
So like 32 out of 40, for example, like you've only missed out on 8 points. There's 8 activities. So that means really essentially on average, you've got a 4 out of 5 for everything, which is fantastic.
Wow. Yeah.
So same thing with Mel Ashford and Pascal. Those are 2 teams actually that we're going to get on and have a chat to them at some stage on the pod. We're just going to let them. So Liz needs to pass her temperament assessment. That's booked and in the works. And Mel has just passed everything. She's up north with the dog father. She got a little mention on his page as well for being outstanding.
Was that with Pascal or Pascal?
Pascal. I think it is Pascal.
Yeah. So I think we did a little shout out on the socials as well. So big congrats.
Did I say 33 out of 40? Pascal. So Pascal and GJ are like 12 months old.
Oh my gosh, little babies doing so well.
Been with us since puppy school. So when teams have been with us since puppy school and through adolescent school, like I've been talking to them every week or two for a year. So
A lot of support. Yeah.
and I'm like pretty invested, like, you know, like, because you're just a part of the journey. So but it's really cool as well to see, you know, like the support that we offer for development of the young dogs coming to fruition. So that's really exciting. Very, very cool.
Very, very exciting.
So that's 4 amazing teams all scored in the 30s for their initial assessments. And I just think, wow, like unbelievable. Really, really cool. Should mention as well, we've welcomed a new video marker as well to our team, Jen, who has done our course before too. So she will be sharing some of the load with Carly.
Oh,
yes, very exciting. I marked a couple of videos. Carly's on leave. She'll be back soon, thank goodness. And she's like getting married and stuff, which is all very exciting.
that is very exciting.
Very exciting. But yeah, so it is fun to mark the videos. It's just time consuming. So
Yeah.
I'm really pleased to have an extra hand. I actually really enjoy as well that when the videos go away and get marked and that like I'm waiting for the score to come back too. You know, like
it's fun for everyone to
fun for
see
everybody.
the result. Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, how'd they go? How'd they go? Like, and then I open up the scores and I'm like, yes, yay. And some people, like some of these teams, like Liz, I had to mark her videos because I did them the other day. I actually used your videos, Liz, as a training. I videoed myself marking her videos.
Oh, so useful.
Which I didn't ask you about, Liz, but I'm sure that's fine. So yeah, a bit of fun marking the videos, but I do like it when I've got the teams like, you know, I'm waiting like Melly Pascal's scores when they come back and I'm like, wee, and those guys get like a little special, quick little, just letting you know before all the paperwork's been processed.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, this is your score. Yay.
No, that's lovely to hear. Well done, everyone.
We also
Very
need to
proud.
congratulate Max, the bloody dog of the year.
Oh my gosh, Caroline and Louie, big congrats there for 2026 Australian Dog of the Year.
I literally cried when I watched their segment on the TV.
I went and voted and I was like, come on, you guys, come on.
I was trying to do some morning stretches and I watched it and I was just like, then I started to cry. Probably hormonal, but you know.
Well, we'll all understand that.
Yeah, I was just like, it's so beautiful.
It is though. It's so exciting.
So it's just someone that runs that, isn't it? Like Australia's top dog or something. What is it?
Puppy Tails Photos, I think.
Oh, wow.
I thought she runs it. Yeah, I think she's a dog photographer and she's just sort of kicked off this really fun thing each year that everyone's getting on board with.
It's really fun.
Mm.
So people vote or there's...
Yes.
Okay. And so is it like the people's choice kind of?
It is. And there's a few different categories. So you've got Louis who won that overall, he was the overall winner. And then you have a few other, categories.
I remember last year, didn't Brie win one of the categories with Delilah?
She might have. She was definitely a finalist.
Something that we had a few finalists last year.
Yeah.
We have to mention as well, Robin and Ellie took it out last year. If you're following our socials, you've seen this, but Robin and Ellie, her border collie, won in 2024, the top dog, and then we had Caroline and Louis win in 2025.
So we're gonna keep the streak going, guys. So
looking like dead set legends, like as if you wouldn't be signed up with Therapy Dogs Australia. If you're listening to this and you haven't signed up, what are you doing?
I know.
We're Australia's top dog 2 years in a row. We're smashing out all these amazing graduated teams with these high scores. So what are you thinking?
We're just living
best in the biz.
Yes, absolutely.
We actually might be the best in the biz.
I'd like to think we are.
I think we must be.
I think I'm going to make that assessment for us now.
Yeah.
That we are.
I'll just update the website. Best in the biz. I did an ad. I did like one of our course things. I paid for the Facebook ad, and in the ad I wrote, I called us like Australia's most respected therapy dog.
Well, you know, I feel like we can get on board with that.
I reckon that's true.
Yeah, I feel like we can get on board with that. I don't think that
I hear a bit of shit about some other, but I'm sure there's just as much that goes around. This is all about personal choice, really. But anyway, I thought that was funny. I thought it was sneaky wording. Queensland's best meat pies.
Number
Those
one.
big claims.
World's
One
number
for
one.
scrolls. Yeah. Classic. I don't think there's any police on that, so I think you can just do it. So that's all exciting. Well done, guys. Congratulations. We've got something that we'd like to play. So if you're listening to audio only, flip to video now. If you're on Spotify, if you haven't realized, we're on Spotify and we've got our video on Spotify, which makes me feel famous because that's on the internet.
Yeah, well, it is
Wow.
handy, isn't it?
It's really cool. So if you're listening, Apple doesn't do it, Apple Podcast, but if you're listening on Spotify, you can flip between. I just think that's handy because we used to have to say, this is video now, go to YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna watch a video, a quick little 1.5 minute video, guys. This is from Liz and GJ.
Good happy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. On your mat. Good boy. Good boy. So, this is going to be our last video because we have finished our video submissions and I've done all the paperwork. And so we just wanted to thank everyone who's been on this journey with us. Firstly to Therapy Dogs Australia, to our friends in Pest Harbour, Bree Runes, Delilah and Ellie, for your support, your encouragement, and all the help along the way. And then we've met all these other amazing people in the community. And as authors, we didn't realise we'd find so many other handlers who are also writing books. So we've got friends now in North America. Thank you, Maribel and Briscoe the Therapy Dog, for your inspiration. We've also got our friends down in Melbourne, Natalie and Dogs with Jobs, a great series of books that explains the different dogs with jobs. And hopefully GJ is going to have a job soon too. Our friend Sharon and Artie, who are also based in Melbourne, and Sharon is a counsellor and uses Artie as her therapy dog. And this is a great book about anxiety. And we're just so grateful and we can't wait to see what the future brings for GJ and I as a therapy dog handler team.
Aw.
Just think that was very sweet, very lovely little thanks. So Liz and GJ have traveled. They've been traveling Australia, so with their little family.
They're having the best time as
with
well.
Gio and Carol as well. So
Yeah.
they're cruising around, been everywhere, and they've been visiting the other TDA teams. So
Yes.
they've
Yeah.
got all these
Making
photos
friends.
of them with all these dogs I know and people, and I'm like, what is going on here? But I'm excited they're going to come to Brisbane and come and hang out as well. At some stage, come and chat with me and hang out and all that.
That'll
So
be
that's
really
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Just thought it was nice. So that was Liz's bonus video in her obedience and manners, and I just thought it was absolutely lovely. So
Gorgeous.
hence the share.
Yeah.
One other matter of business before we get to the growling. So we talked to Pat Stewart about his program and blah, blah, and he's using a platform called School, Skool. I've been in Pat's school for, I don't know, a month or something like that. Time gets away from you. And I flippin' love it. If actually, another plug for Pat, I think it's $60 a month or something to be in his school, and you get access to a lot of his courses. If you're serious about your dog stuff, if you're ready to go to the next level, you got to get in there. You got to, I just cannot recommend it highly enough.
We'll add the link in the description.
We'll put it in there
podcast
again.
notes, for you.
But we will have a second school link
Mm-hmm.
because we've started a TDA school because I just loved Pat. So anyway, I've copied him again and we've set up our Therapy Dogs Australia school. So how is it going to work? It's a subscription thing, right? So it's like Patreon. It's like that sort of stuff. It's designed so that you have access. What I really like about it, you all have access to each other and to us. So where it's different, we have got Facebook groups for our graduates. We can keep those, for the time being anyway, we're keeping those, but there's not a lot of activity on there. And also it's hard to, like we discussed with Pat, it's hard to sift through Facebook, you miss stuff. And we're posting stuff that's important in there. So we post things like job opportunities and stuff like that. So it kind of pees me off that Facebook doesn't let people see what's on. Whereas school is completely different. Like you get notified, like you go in, it's a forum, like you said, specifically designed for this. So you'll be able to go in there, see, the other members, chat to the other members, all that sort of stuff. At the moment, we've made it $10. It's $10 a month to go in.
Bargain.
If you're an adult dog team, puppies and adolescents are going in for free. So they've already paid for the program. They've already paid for puppy school and adolescent school. So school, SKOOL, is now free for them. And school is hosting puppy schools classes. It still uses Zoom, but it's like the calendar in there.
And adolescent or just puppy?
Both. And adult dogs. So this is the biggest change and the one that might pee people off a little bit if they don't like it. But this is the calendar. Back on visual, guys. See, it's got the schools, the Zoom classes in there. Yeah. And that's the link, for example.
That's pretty handy.
I just think it's so handy.
I feel like it's really clear and like just easy, just so easy.
That's a picture of baby Nala.
So cute little potato.
Cute. So I'm just going to see. You guys will see there's the classrooms in there. I haven't put a lot of stuff in there, but I will be. So I'm going to move things into there, classroom stuff. But the other big change is, okay, let me just see if I can share something without sharing people's names. I'll just give you guys a really quick little glance at what it looks like. I think this is safe. This is the forum. Okay. So there's general discussion. There's all these topics, but there's also just all of it, but you can go into your different tabs. You can post things and then people comment on it. So these are the people, there's people in here commenting, saying hi to each other and introducing themselves and stuff like that. So I think it's a positive move forward for us, because what is special about Therapy Dogs Australia is we have quite a cute little community. Like we're all
the best
buddies, and I really like that. So the school community is the place where you can like post something and get like reach out to all the other. So you know how like Annabelle in WA, like she made that WA group, so that they can meet up and play with their dogs and stuff. Yeah. That sort of thing. It's going to be so much easier to do in school, because you're going to actually people can get notifications. They can go in there.
They'll actually be notified rather than
Facebook. It's not going to go missing.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like it's just, you're going to see it. Now, this is the thing that is a change. So what we did charge for adult school, so this is dogs aged 12 months and older. The people who are in adult school are usually people who have done the course and they're working towards their assessments and they've got questions and need more support. People that are preparing for a reassessment, preparing their videos and stuff for a reassessment. Well, people that have signed up for the course haven't started yet. So they're working through the video training library and they're just checking in and asking questions and all that sort of stuff. So it's for all the adult dogs. We have those on twice a month. So they're fortnightly at 7 p.m. Queensland time. That was $20 to book into. School is currently $10 a month.
Oh, significant.
So you're actually paying,
so good.
Like if you were attending 2 classes, that would have been $40 in that month.
Huge change.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, I would love for the school to pay for itself. Like Pat's school's like $60. Like we're charging not that, maybe one day if we can, we'll make it $100. Right. It needs to pay for itself. So like, for example, in 10 years time, say, for example, we've got like 5,000 teams, we will need to pay dog trainers to be in the school to answer questions, for example. So then what I mean by pay for itself is we pay for those platforms to use them. And also we spend time in there. So I can't expect our team to be in there and like on their weekend. Like that's not how that works. So, or is it? In you go, guys. Isn't this fun? Doing this for fun.
Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
So it might change, is what you're saying, with as we
Yes.
grow.
Exactly. So if
Yeah.
it becomes the case that it's like I'm actually spending an hour every day in here answering questions, then I'll either have to pay someone to help do it, or I'll have to cut back a client hour or whatever. So at the moment, all you need to worry about is $10 a month. Get in there, have a look. Your training videos are staying in Google Drive for now because I don't know how to put them in school properly, blah, blah, blah. The other big change, I'm very excited about this. We had no way to do this before. I'm now recording puppy school, adolescent school, adult school, because we have people in different time zones who can't actually log in to those classes. So what happens is school, the program lets you have these like classrooms, and we can put our recordings of every puppy
So
school
good.
every
So
week.
good.
So
So
when
you can
people
just
come
catch
in,
up.
there will be hours. Like every year we're doing like probably 48 puppy schools. Like there's a couple of weeks we don't do public holidays and stuff. We're probably doing 48 hours of puppy school every year.
Yeah.
Like it will just be so much backlog of content like that people could go back through and look at.
And there will be so many cases where you're like, oh, that sounds similar to what I'm dealing with. And it'll be super helpful.
We're going to have a conversation tonight about using corrections with puppies, which is a hot topic, but it's very nuanced, and I have a very unique view, I think, but I think it's good. So, because that question has come up through the week from one of the puppy school participants. So, like, that's one that I'm like, I'm so glad we can record this and put it somewhere, because it's going to be it's important for everybody to have a really good ethical think about stuff like that. So, and not be told what to do. You need to decide what to do for yourself. So yeah, that is exciting. So the other thing about that's different on the website, it was like maximum of 6 people could book into puppy school, a maximum of 10 in adolescent school, which is always fully booked, maximum of 5 in adult school. I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm just going to have it like open slather. Because Pat's been doing these like with his community calls, and it's sick. There's like all these people in there. It's like 30 people in there, and you're all just like,
hey,
waving at
that's
people.
so
like,
fun
hey.
though.
It's so fun. Like, and I like logged into his call on Thursday morning last week, and like, a couple of my friends are in there. Like, hey, hi guys. Because I was walking around feeding the horses and stuff, listening in, talking about all the big issues in life. Really fun. And they're recorded. So, and I had to log out because I had a client coming halfway through. So I had to log out, but I could go back and listen to the second half after the call. So really cool. Like, I'm really excited about this. At the moment, that's the model. So at the time of recording on the 9th of Feb, 2026, that information I've given you is relevant and valid. How it's going to grow in the future, don't know. But right now I'm really excited about it. People are in there introducing themselves, having a little chit chat, posting stuff, questions, things like that. So
yay,
I'm excited. We will put the link for that. So if you are already in puppy or adolescent school, don't use that link and join. I should have already sent you an invite. If you haven't received an invite, because guess what? Guess who has to go back through the last 12 months of our online store and figure out who all these people are, because we don't do any other record keeping. It's me. So I'm manually going and adding these guys in, because I have to add you because you're not paying the subscription. So don't go and do the subscription thing. Just email me and I'll add you. So, and then we'll kick you out when your dog's 12 months old, and then you can pay. So all right, so that's all of the housekeeping for today. We're going to have some other fun things that we bring up in future episodes, so stay tuned for that. One of those things, actually, I will mention, is we're going to do like a topic spinner type situation. You guys need to be sending in your topics.
Yeah, we haven't had nearly enough yet, so please, please apply, guys. Like, there's links available in the stories and in the Instagram bio, and so like when you see it, and also in the newsletters, you'll see them pop up as well. Please submit your topics.
Send in your questions. You'll be able to post your questions in school as well. And some of the questions that get asked in school, we might just address those here as well. So there's that. Also, if you haven't seen, we've got a podcast guest nomination form.
Yeah.
You need to go on the podcast page on our website is one place that is always there, but Max has always got it in our other stuff that she's sending out and stuff as well. Make sure you read our emails, guys, because there's often stuff in there that's important. So make sure you open those newsletters. If you know of someone that you think would be a great guest or you want to nominate yourself, you can do that on the form. Those are all coming through to Max. And so we are in the process now. We've got a bit of a plan for 2026, but we're in the process of reviewing stuff like that and finding we've got a really good vision for this podcast in terms of educational material for you guys moving forward. So yeah, we want to be prepared. So you'll be hearing from us if your application has been accepted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we really want to hear from our teams,
Yes,
like
big
we
time.
want to hear about your experiences with training, challenges, when you entered the workforce, like all of that's so valuable to the community. So please don't feel like you have nothing to say. I reckon you'll have more than you think.
Maybe ask yourself, like, do you have anything to contribute? Like, because that is the purpose. Like, we want to celebrate our teams and we want to have them on there to celebrate them. But we also, because we're so proud of everybody, but we also want to learn from the teams and we want all of the other teams to learn from the teams. So it's like a big knowledge share thing. And we're just the conduits. This work through us, but the knowledge travel through. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it goes straight through. One ear.
Yeah.
Don't have any recollection of that. But anyway, that's why it's good. This podcast, you can re-listen.
Yeah, exactly. Sam blacks out halfway through, but there's good stuff in there.
Can't stop looking at me like a canary, looking at myself in the Zoom flipping thing. It's like looking at my background. I'm like, oh, it's February, Bowie's month.
It is.
Congratulations, Natasha and Bowie. The little Feb calendar pinups
in the corner. It's so cute. We love our calendar.
I'm obsessed with the calendar.
So proud of our teams.
I've got the last 2 years. We've done it. This is the 3rd year. I've got them in a special spot. I'm actually so proud of our teams. Like I know we say it, but I really are. I really mean it. Like it makes me like, I'm like, oh, it's all worth it.
It is.
I know we've talked about this a bit too. Sometimes I've got to put up with a bit of shit. So sometimes I'm like, fuck all this.
We all have those days.
All this. But it's worth it. Like, and the calendar for me is very special. It's very special to me to have all these beautiful photos and look at the teams and see what they're doing. And I'm just so proud. So calendar comp will be, it's always getting launched where we're organizing it in September. Okay. So if you have a look through the guys this month and have a think about your photos that you want to take during the year. If you see if you happen to get a photo during the year, maybe make a little album in your phone, the calendar, and just save it in there so that when you get to September or October, whenever it is that the entries start, you've got some to choose from that you're ready to go.
Make sure they're wearing their bandanas too.
Yes, they've got to be wearing their bandanas and or coats, and not both at the same time usually. So one or the other is fine. Okay, that is the end of housekeeping. Guys, growling. All right. So I thought it would be useful to describe growling context. Dogs sometimes growl in play. That's fine. As long as you've got a handle on the play. It's under control. You've got a finish, cue, whatever. Dogs that are growling as in they're communicating that they're unhappy, that's not so good. The reason it is every dog's right to growl. It's their right also to bite you. So we're not saying like dogs can't growl, but I certainly don't allow that kind of reaction in situations that's ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. But this is going to be difficult to describe because all these situations can be quite different. But the common thing that I want people to understand about growling is that it's a distance increasing signal. So when we say distance increasing, what the dog is doing is they're increasing the distance between them and the other thing that they don't like or are afraid of or whatever. So generally speaking, let's say that dog is worried about a vacuum cleaner,
A classic case.
for example, and you start up the vacuum cleaner, most dogs will move away. They'll
Yeah.
be like, see you later. That's them increasing the distance between them and the vacuum cleaner, right? Some dogs try to move the vacuum cleaner away. So they are trying to increase the distance between them and the vacuum cleaner by growling at it, barking at it, lunging at it. So some dogs, they'll remove themselves every time as much as they can. Other dogs are like, vacuum cleaner needs to get out of here, man. I'm gonna bite it. Like, it needs to go. Kikimora, my livestock guardian dog. If you play, there's a new training video folder, guys. If you're one of our students, in the training videos called Play, and I've put 3 videos of my 3 of my dogs playing in there. This is described in the Kiki video. When you play with her and you go to steal her toy, a normal dog will run away, like take the toy and they run away from you, right? Penny just holds it on the ground and she lets you steal it. She waits for you to grab it because she wants the fight. Like she wants to tug. And I've got that on video. So I've got the video of this is how she holds it. And she wants me to come and get it. Whereas Kiki, instead of taking her toy and running away, I've demonstrated this in the video. I don't do this for funsies. I demonstrated it in the video. If I go to steal her toy, she leaves the toy and bites my hand. That's how she keeps me away from, that's the game to her, that's how she keeps me away from the toy. The reason she's like that is because she's a guard dog, very high in defense. She can't take her flock of goats and run away.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
She has to stay with the goats and bite the dingo. If you keep coming here, dingo, I'm going to bite you. I am going to bite you. If you keep coming over here, Mr. Fox, I'm going to bite you. She's not going to shepherd them away. That's not her job. So the fact that she does that, I see that and go, yes, we got a live one.
Yeah, an appropriate behavior for
this is appropriate. She's high in defense drive, okay? So social drive, prey drive, play drive, defense drive. She is high in defense drive. Yay. Thanks. Good. I spent a lot of money on the dog. Great.
yeah.
Good
news.
Invested 2 years of my life training bloody dog. Wonderful. I'm very careful when I play with her that I don't tip her into conflict. So I pretend to steal the toy. And when I say she bites me, she doesn't obviously bite me, but that's her strategy. So do you know what's interesting about her? If you play tug with her, I noticed this when she was young as. This is why I know Pat so well. It's because this is the stuff that I was talking to him about. She'd be playing tug. Instead of pulling back on the toy to tug it, she would run into me. And she would
so smart.
push into me and push me out, push me away. And I was like, what is she doing? But it's defense drive. It's her going, I'll have it. I'll be having it. If I want it, I'll be having it. That's who she is, and that's who she should be. Problematic in all sorts of other areas of your life.
Yes.
And I've worked very hard with Pat Stewart on staying out of conflict with her while being able to develop her and make her feel strong and brave and confident and all those things and build. I wanted to bring out defense drive in her because she's a guard dog. but I want to not get bitten at the same time. So, and they're a tricky breed of dog. They're not like a
Yes.
Malinois because they're a very independently minded dog, livestock guardian dogs. Anyway, all of that is to say, I know what it looks like. So I'm no expert. There will be other dog trainers who are better understanding of this than me, but I can give you guys some basics and I think some good insights. If you've got a dog like Kiki who's pushing you away, so they feel uncomfortable, and instead of them leaving, they tell you to go, that's not good.
Mm.
That's not good. If your kids are annoying the dog and the dog decides to growl at them instead of leaving, that's bad. I
Yeah.
would not allow that.
Yeah.
Therapy dogs get hassled. There's no two ways about it. That's part of the job. They're gonna get hassled. We don't intend for it to happen. We don't allow unnecessarily ongoing chronic hassling, but it is part of the job. Some people are annoying. You're going to annoy the dogs. It's just life. They're annoying me. Like, there's just life. What we need to know is that our therapy dogs, if they don't like something, they're going to walk away.
Yeah.
There will be people out there going, well, it's the dog and the kids need to stop annoying the dog. And that's why the dog growled at them. And, that's their last warning to stop. Correct. Yes, it is. Because the next thing, the dog's probably going to bite them. So we don't want to just correct growling away and be like, just tolerate it, dog. Just tolerate it. That's how people get bitten. One of the ways that people get bitten is that they go, well, the dog's not allowed to growl, so the dog doesn't learn, well, we'll just skip growling.
Yeah, it's not working. So
that's not working. I'll just go straight to bite. Like, I was telling story of some girls from Brumby Camp over on the weekend. I was telling them about a ride that I did on winter. We did this really long, big trek and horses paw at the ground when they're going to lie down. And we're walking along this really sandy sort of trail, and she kept pawing at the ground because I don't know why, but she wanted to lay in the sand. I was riding her. So I'm like kicking her up, like asking her up. I'm not going to kick her, but I'm like, come on, like we're not doing that. She did it about 3 times. She's so smart. This is the lead mare. She did it about 3 times, and every time I, asked her, keep walking. So on the 4th time, she didn't paw the ground. She just dropped. And I was like, she can't even be mad. Like, she's so smart. Like, she was like, oh, I see what's happening here is you figured out that I'm going to I've got this tell that I'm going to lie down, and then you ask me up. So I just won't tell you. That I can't heard of. Same thing with your flipping dog.
Cheeky. Yeah.
So cute. She's the best. Same thing with your dog. Okay, so if we just remove growling, the dogs will be like, oh, okay, well, I'll start biting. I'll just go straight to biting. Like, if you're not going to heed my warnings, I'll just bite you. So the answer isn't to just correct the growling and then be like, suck it up, dog. So let's say, for example, your dog doesn't like having their nails trimmed and you've just got them in like a chokehold and they're like growling and you're like, no growling while you're trying to cut their nails. You're getting bitten.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're getting bitten, bud. Like, and then as another note, don't contact me about this. I don't want to hear about it. But if you're sending your dog to a groomer, if you've got an oodle and you're sending it to a groomer and it's biting the groomer, you're in trouble. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Don't involve me. But you cannot be doing that. I just realized the other week, because there's a groomer downstairs from our shop, I'm like, I know groomers get bitten by dogs all the time. It's very important that your dog doesn't have a bite history. Very, 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 very important. If I find out your dog's got a bite history, they're getting retired. If your dog, if your groomer is in the situation where they need to just sort of hustle on and get stuff done and they're happy for this little dog to, maybe give them a nip from time to time, you need to change groomers or do it yourself. Learn how to do it yourself. It's not that hard. Sorry, groomers. I'm sure it's very hard. It does look a lot worse if you do it yourself. Sorry. But point being, we can't have dogs biting, even if they've been groomed. Okay, we can't have
Mm.
dogs biting people. It's just not on. A bite history is a bite history. I don't think we've talked about this that much on the pod.
No,
have
we haven't. No, not at all.
Okay, bite history is bite history, guys. Now, I am not going to pass dogs with a bite history. If we find out a dog has bitten someone, we're going to be retiring them. Okay, because it's not worth it for the rest of all. We just spent the very front of this podcast talking about how proud we are of all these teams. It's not about you and your dog. It's about all of us. It's really important that we have that standard. So if I find out that that's what's happening, that's what we have to do. We could probably delve into that a little bit more later. But anyway,
It's not a punishment. It's not a punishment either. Like, also really important to note that it's actually for everyone's benefit.
dogs bite
That
people.
happens.
Like, I don't care.
It's like
I
for
don't
everyone's
care.
safety.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not going to
not-
think anything less of you or your dog.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just
dogs bite people, mate.
important.
Like, shit happens. Like,
your
it really,
dogs.
it just shit. Like, we've had a couple of dogs where things have happened, and it's honestly not their fault. Like,
No.
it's like there's just shit happens, man. So no judgment from us personally, but professionally, the way that I describe this to people, we have to have this conversation from time to time. The way that I explain it to people is that it's not this bite, because sometimes you'll get away with it. Like, it's just that it's nips, It's not about this bite because no one's trying to sue you or you didn't end up on the news. It's about the next time the dog bites. And we can never, ever, ever guarantee that a dog's going to bite or not. I can be pretty sure, but I can't guarantee it. If that dog bites someone again, you better believe that this bite is getting dragged up out of the bin where you thought it's all over. We got away with that. It's getting dragged up out of the bin, and someone's going to make you answer for it. Why, with this dog had a bite history, did you have it around children still? Why would you do that? They're not just going to be asking you, they're going to be asking me. And I won't have an answer for that because I would be agreeing with the current affair reporter who's chased me down the street. If that show's still on, Tracy Grimshaw's running after me. I'm like, get out of here, Tracy. I don't want to answer these questions.
Go away.
Change my name. Therapy Goats Australia.
You'll get one of those like photos in the newspaper where you're like half like running, like walking, it's blurred.
Always the most flattering angle. We like that viral little clip that went around not that long ago. And there was this little Eshe kind of guy coming out of court, and then the media were just being rat bags and teasing him. And he was just, we roasted him, the kid. Absolutely roasted him. He's like, yeah, because I was with your mum. Like, stuff like that. And the reporters were like, damn it.
How do we respond?
They finally got shit on social media. Everyone was like, that's actually hilarious. So hopefully I'd say something really funny and then I'll go viral. Anyway, point being, how are you going to answer that question? Like, you can't. You actually can't. If you know that the dog's got a bite history. So for us to be able to answer a question like that, we would have to say, well, we reasoned away the first bite because of this and this and that, and it wasn't the dog's fault. The second bite also isn't our fault. See how we should like it?
Yeah. When does it become someone's fault?
When is it someone's
When?
fault? Never. So the amount of temperament testing you'd have to do to put the dog through for me to be able to be like, yes, it's not going to bite again. I just don't think it's worth it for the dog or you or anyone. And this is partly selfish, but also just smart, that I'm not going to put our name on that. I'm just not doing it. We've got hundreds of teams. We've got way too many teams. Therapy Dogs Australia dogs, they're just dogs. They're going to bite. Dogs bite. Things have happened in the past. Dogs have, just so you know, guys, check your dog's ears for ear infections, please.
Oh, yeah.
Things happen. What we don't need is there to be an actual scandal where it's like, this dog has bitten 3 kids and now the 3rd kid is in hospital with plastic surgery for their nose or whatever, because it's going to tarnish all the teams. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. So Other places might think differently and handle it differently. I don't know what they do. Now, growl. So we're saying like dogs bite people, but it's not normal. Like, I'm not expecting like my dogs to just bite people. Like, that's not happening.
No.
You just got to be aware that there's always a risk. With the growling, yes, I do believe that if you just correct growling as an independent behavior, you could accidentally lead straight to biting, just like Winter went straight to laying down. What needs to happen is we need to fix the reason the dog is growling. We don't just, I will absolutely correct growling in the moment. You better believe it. Like, I'm not having that. But I will then address the reason that this dog is growling. So let's use your nails cutting, for example. What can happen is if you pick up a dog's foot, they can growl at you. If they hate having their nails done and they've been growling at the groomer, biting the groomer, whatever, they learn that I don't want my feet picked up. Same thing for dogs that get really yeasty feet. They get itchy, yeasty feet. You need to speak to Narelle from Canine Pharmaceuticals if that's what's happening, because that is painful. In the pads,
Yeah.
it gets
Yeah.
painful because they lick it and it's like, it ends up being like a wound. There was a dog that actually bit me in a pre-course consult because I touched its feet. Like, not bad,
okay.
but like, I was like, okay, why is your dog biting? Anyway, and they're like, oh, it's got problems with its feet. I was like, oh, okay.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
there you go. What needs to happen? So I would still correct absolutely a dog for growling at me and biting me, but I need to fix the problem with the feet, and we need to do that with counter conditioning. So when we first got Penny, we tried to trim her nails, and she was like, oh, not having it. Like, she was not about it, and you could tell that if we kept going, it was going to escalate. So we just abandoned it. Like, we just abandoned it. She's 18 months old now. Thank goodness. She does so much running and digging and whatever. We haven't had to address it, but we're going to make her a nail scratching board.
Yes.
Just in case we need to file her feet down, because I could not be bothered spending 200 hours counter conditioning her to having her nails trimmed. So, we need to address the problem. So you can pick up her feet. That was like ages ago. You can pick up her feet and hold her feet and all that sort of stuff. It's fine. Like, doesn't care because we've never cut her nails. So there's things that need to be addressed. So that's, for example, if your dog's picked up an aversion to having their feet touched, you have to counter condition them to having their feet touched and held.
Yeah.
Right. So even if you're going to not cut the nails, you're going to get a Baker scratching board, you need to still condition them to having their foot picked up and held against their will, and realize that that's okay. And you do that with food. You just counter condition it. But there's a way to do that correctly. So if you are working on something like that, you need to get a trainer to help you, because you can actually accidentally make that worse by getting your timing wrong. One of the tricky things about these behaviors like growling and biting and stuff is that it means that your dog is over threshold.
Yeah.
So they're so stressed that they're at the point where they're like, nah, like, I'm not having this. You need to keep them under threshold in their counter conditioning, but you need to always be increasing their threshold. And that's quite a balancing act. And you need to be watching all the other signs. So typically there's going to be these other signs, body language signs before the growling, that you need to be aware of. And that's when you need to act. Show the dog to move away. It's when we corner dogs, is why feet's a big one, is because we hold their feet and we force them to against their will. Some dogs are fine with it. Like Kiki, my big LGD, she doesn't care. Like,
Dougie doesn't mind. Thank God.
Doesn't care. No, not a huge fan. She'll let you do it. Oliver doesn't like it. We'll let you do it. Sunny hated it. We'll let you do it. Penny, I could see, I'm like, she's not going to let this happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on this, which we started doing. That's when we started doing the box for picking up a feet.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
And are you still doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as diligently as we should be, but yes, you should continue doing that. So even though I've pivoted and I'm like, I'm actually not going to do this with a feet.
Yes.
It's going to make it very scratchy. You can still do the box. So what needs to happen, and what we need to understand, is that it's very easy for a dog to get a win with a growl and or a bite. What that means is that when a dog growls at your kids and your kids move away, which so they don't get bitten, the dog learns growling gets these kids away from me. So what happens is over time, they can become the type of dog that's like, I'm inconvenienced, growl. I don't want everything. Growl. They just learn like this works, so I'm doing it. Really tricky. We'll talk a little bit about biting again. These are sort of connected. but just because your dog's growling doesn't mean they're going to bite, but it is like next on the list. And they might growl at your vacuum cleaner and run off, like it's not all the same. It's not this, I can't stress enough that not everything is the same with this stuff. You need to talk to a trainer. You need to talk to a trainer and get advice about you and your dog if this sort of stuff is going on. But generally speaking, when a dog bites you, you move away. Like you instinctively pull your hand away. What that can create for the dog is a single event learning episode where they go, good, great, that worked. Not all dogs are going to have that exact same learning experience, but they can absolutely do that. And that is the thing that we're concerned about as trainers. So much so I don't deal with this sort of stuff, but people who deal with really human aggressive dogs, a part of their treatment can absolutely include wearing a bite suit, working with the dog bites them. They're like, that doesn't hurt me. And it's not going to make the situation change. And the dog will be like, bite, 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 bite. And then the dog realizes this is not working. I'm going to try something else. And they'll usually go for some kind of like appeasing behavior or something like that. And then that's what gets them what they want. And so then they learn you don't need to actually bite anyone. First of all, nothing bad is happening to you. You're overreacting. And also the bite doesn't work. So, but you can only do that in a bite suit.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Not everyone's just got that in the cupboard.
Yeah. And that's like, there's certain trainers that deal with that stuff, and it's not every trainer, trust me. Like it's not me. Like I'm not doing it. So your everyday lives around the corner dog trainers probably not doing that stuff. But there are trainers that's kind of their niche, it's a specialty. So the reason that is a part of the process sometimes is because even though usually we're trying to keep the dogs under threshold, the thing is that they need to have that, that they've had the learning experience that biting gets me out of this, they need to relearn and go, well, actually it doesn't work anymore. So let's just take it off the table. Growling, same. So this is the tricky thing about it, is that if you back down and back off, we have then potentially taught the dog that growling is the way to handle this. And that can just increase and increase and increase. Really tricky for novice handlers, pet owners to know how to handle that stuff. And I'm not going to tell you how to handle it because it's going to be different for each handler and each dog. I'm just here to tell you, you need to get a trainer. Like you need to get someone who knows what they're doing, and you need to look at this. Sometimes it is just about dealing with the issue itself. So I had a horse that was pulling back on her tire. I use those like slow release tie things. So when the horse pulls back, it doesn't just snap off like baling twine and give them an instant release. It's a slow pressure thing. Is supposed to help them recover before they learn to pull back, whatever. Anyway, she learned to pull back. It was a nightmare. I was like, uh-oh. And I was trying a couple of things, but nothing was really working. And then I just went, you know what? I can't keep trying this because every time she pulls back, she has a win.
Yeah.
Every time
reinforcing it.
It's just reinforcing it. She's practicing this behavior and she's just learning that tie-ups don't matter. You can just pull back. Very, very unsafe for her. So I went, you know what? I was getting pretty stressed about it. I was like, you know what? We're just not tying up anymore. You're not getting tied up anymore. Because what it was that was the issue for her is that she was always so spooky and startly. So if I tied her up and then was like, we're going to have a bath, she'd be like, no, I'm not, bang. Or I'm going to brush her mane. No, you're not, bang. I'm going to step out from behind the wall. It's your line of sight. She's like, no, bang. So the tie up, even though it's hard to fix, especially on your own. That's not really the problem. The problem was her overall confidence. So I said, you know what? We're not doing the tie up anymore. Forget it. I'm just going to clock that as a failure. We're going back to just Gilia in the yard and that's it. And we do everything in the yard. Did that for a couple of months, build her confidence around everything else. So spent all that time building, time with her. Now she ties up. I didn't have to teach her. I didn't have to teach her to tie up. And I was like stressing, dude, like doing tie-up sessions, trying to do tie-up sessions by myself. Like it's a nightmare. So I was looking into tie up collars. Like I was looking into all this like tools and gear and stuff like that. I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, so well, I actually didn't have to do any of that. And my favorite thing about life is not having to do shit. So great win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great outcome.
Everyone can relate.
But I've used that so many times where I've gone, what we need to do here is response prevention. So we need to stop her from being able to practice this behavior. And we need to pivot, and we're just going to leave it and do something else. Exactly the same with Penny, with the nails. We're just going to do something else now, and then we'll come back to this later. So box. So Penny, box feed. I haven't tried to cut her nails. Maybe we can cut them now. I don't know. Actually, I cut the other dog's nails in front of her, and she was like, what is happening? And then I like patted her while I had the nail clippers, and she was like, And I was like, bye. She was like, okay. That was actually only a couple of months ago. I think that was over Christmas. So yeah. But this is the kind of thing. Pivot, we're just going to make her a nail scratching board. Don't worry about it. You don't have to cause problem. We don't have to cause a problem here over this sort of stuff, because if we push her and she goes into those behaviors, now those behaviors are on the table for her. She thinks she can choose them. So, and I'm not having that. So really important. Let's use the kids at home example. This happens all the time. Even my clients back in the day would tell me stories about the dogs, their own pet dogs growling at and biting the kids because kids are annoying them. And that's just part of life for people. And I think that's their pet dog. That's their choice. I don't think you should do that, but that's your choice.
Yeah.
With a therapy dog, no. No. I don't care if they're not growling at clients. You can't have them growling at anyone. So it's really important. The dog needs to have somewhere to go to get away, that they don't get hassled and they don't get followed. Otherwise, they will do things like growl. And if you think, oh, well, that's the kid's fault because their kids are annoying them. Yeah, it is. Yes, I agree. The kids aren't going to learn. If the kids learn, annoy the dog until the dog growls, that's not good enough.
No, exactly.
That's why dogs and kids need to be supervised by an adult who knows the earlier signs that the dog is showing. You need to respond to the earlier signs before the growl. If you watch them, you'll probably find the dog has walked away a couple of times. Or you'll probably find that the dog has shown a couple of other signals that they're not appreciating this. And those have been ignored because children are children. They don't know. Like, of course, they're just smashing through all that. That's when you need to go, okay, leave the dog alone and remove the dog. Like, go put them away, let them have a rest.
Could I also, you tell me if this, I mean, I suppose in hindsight, it's always different, but being able to just anticipate ahead of time, that's probably going to be annoying before you even see signs. Like, I think people maybe just sometimes wait too long to be like, oh, the dog seems fine. Fine. Like, rather than going, well, actually, that would be really annoying. Like, even if the dog seems fine, maybe that's also good to just.
And your dog doesn't have to be at liberty in your house, a part of everything all the time. It's okay to put your dog away. Like, make them an area.
They need a rest anyway. They sleep a lot.
They don't have to be a part of everything all the time. They need enrichment. They need to have their needs met. That doesn't mean they have to be at liberty in the house with you all the time. They really don't need that. My dogs don't have that. They don't need it. They're fine. They get plenty of enrichment and engagement and all this other stuff going on. They don't have to be following me around the house all day. They don't need that. So I know it's nice, and I've definitely lived like that before, but you don't need to. So just be aware of that. Yeah. So supervision, prevent the problem from starting, prevent that from happening. If you're not going to, a lot of people, you're not going to know you've got a problem until the dog growls at someone, and then you're like, uh-oh. It's just different as well. I don't want people to freak out about their dogs like growling at the front door, like, barking, and like someone's walking past the house and they're like, get out of here. That's pretty normal dog behavior. That doesn't mean that your dog's going to bite somebody. that means they're saying, hey, you don't live here. Grr, get out
Yeah,
here.
the
That's
context
pretty normal. Yeah.
matters. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also mean like if your dog's like the examples that we're kind of giving are more common ones. The other one is like space guarding. So, when dogs are on the couch, they're on the bed, you either go to sit on the couch and they growl at you or the kids. That's not on. Or you tell them to get down and they don't get down and then they growl at you, especially if you touch them. It's not on, guys. It's not on. That's resource guarding and they're guarding their space. We can't have that. It's too dangerous. Any resource guarding in therapy dogs really, really is too dangerous. Once they learn like that this is what's important to them and they're going to protect it, that's only going to end badly for us. If they want to growl at the other dogs because the other dogs crossed a line, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. If one of my other dogs goes and tries to steal from another dog's bowl, I'm happy for them to growl at them about that. Like, whatever, I don't let that happen.
It's understandable
Yeah.
in that context. Yeah.
Like Sunny would do that. Oh, absolutely. Like, and he taught a lot of puppies, take from someone else's bowl. You just don't do that. So this is tricky stuff. It's hard to give sort of general advice about this stuff. The sort of take-home message is it's not good. And dogs can accidentally quite quickly learn that as a pretty solid behavior, and that's not good. So we need to get help because your situation's going to be an individual and nuanced situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be important that you don't just ignore it and think, well, that's okay for the dog to growl in that situation because something unfair has happened to the dog or whatever. Trust me, if it's just your pet dog, I don't care what you do. Like, I don't care.
Exactly. This is professional settings.
And the dogs are they're going to endure annoying stuff. There's just no two ways about it. Like, annoying stuff is going to happen. And as much as we want to avoid that, it is going to happen. And we need to know that the dogs can handle it, which is back to our point around increasing the dog's capacity. So addressing the problem as to why the dog is growling and then increasing their capacity about stuff. So if it's just like resource guarding, so for example, if a dog's like growling, like they're just not allowed on the couch. Just not, yeah, absolutely not allowed up there. But you do need to get someone probably to show you how to handle that. Basically, those dogs go back on lead and containment, and they just don't have the privileges. So a part of keeping them off the couch is a part of that response prevention. So response prevention means preventing that response. So we're preventing the situation from occurring where that response would happen. So like the horse, I'm just not tying her up. She can't pull back if she's not tied up. Dog can't guard the couch if it's not on there. Just teach the dogs you're not on the couch, mate. Like, and sometimes with dogs like that, you need to remove all of their privileges because they need a little bit of an attitude adjustment around who owns what in this house. No,
True.
It's not
so
you.
True.
It's you actually don't own any of this stuff. I own it all and I let you use it. So I'm sure as shit not getting growled at, sitting on my own couch. That ain't happening. Some dogs are talkers. If you've got a certain type of dog. So Kiki is a talker and her language of her people is a very, like that. Everyone at dog
Cute.
school, I do dog school at night in here, and she knows the other dogs have been locked up having dinner, and she has her dinner out in the yard, and she comes around to these doors. She knows I'm in here every Monday night, and she's at the door. All my puppy school people probably and dog school have heard her, and then I go and let her in, and she comes and has a cuddle while we do dog school.
That's too cute. Cute.
Yeah. Yes, it's very cute. Some dog breeds are grumbly talkers. This is why you need to speak to a trainer. You need to speak to someone who knows your breed. You need to speak to someone who knows you and your dog that can help you, because it's not all, this is why I'm saying, like, I can't just give you general advice about stuff. Like, it's not all going to be the same. So please consider that as well. So, for example, Rottweilers are known to be chatty dogs as well. And they're grumblers, like chatty, grumbly. Kiki will sometimes growl when she's just trying to remember her. It's not really a growl. It's just, she has that like woo woo, and it's like a in her woo woos. It's really cute. Like when she does it, it's actually really. I have never had a chatty dog like that, so I let her do it and reinforce it, because I talk back to her in a language of her native tongue.
I'm sure she appreciates that.
Yeah, she does. She chats back. Oh, we're just going. Don't know what I'm saying to her, but
Who knows? Who knows what you could say?
Didn't know. Yeah. So just nuances. These are the kinds of conversations we can continue having specific to your situation. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, please reach out. There's every chance I'm going to refer you to another trainer that's in your area, because depending on, what we discuss and what you describe, it might be something that's needs intervention, or it might be something that we go, no, that's not it. I wouldn't be worried about that.
And you can't hide it. Like you can't hide it. Like it's the whole advice on, it'll go away on its own in its own time doesn't generally exist. Like you will either want to address it now, or someone's going to address it for you.
Yeah.
Should rather be you.
Yes. And if you're worried about telling me, tell another trainer. Like, tell someone. And that is actually something that Max and I chatted about during the week, is that I need people to tell me what's going on with their dogs, rather than just not telling me and then I find out later or whatever. Usually things are heaps easier to fix earlier on. Once they've had that, like that horse with the pulling back, I let that go on for too long, and it got worse. Absolutely got worse. That's why I was so stressed. I let that go on too long. But if I could have absolutely let that go on a lot further, and I'd have a huge problem by now. I dare say a huge problem, or a shutdown horse. So, I don't want either of those things. The sooner that you do something about it, and I'm quite lucky, like I've got a lot of people around me that I can ask for advice and help and things like that. And I quite like to, like with my trainers, I'll come up with a plan. I've got a problem. I've got a good understanding of the problem. I've observed it. Like I can describe, what by good understanding, because I can describe the problem in a lot of detail. So what, when, where, triggers, what precipitates it, what happens after, what does it look like the function of this behavior is, So I can describe my problem, and then I will also have a training plan ready. Like, this is what my plan is, and I'll get my trainers to check it and supervise me with my plan. If you can do that, that'd be good, because that's how you learn. So if you just let someone else do all the planning for you, and early on you will need, like certainly early on, that's what I needed. But if you're kind of cruising through and you're really trying to learn this stuff, try to do some of that yourself. And then just, it doesn't matter if you do a stupid plan, because your trainer will just fix it. Do you know what I mean?
It's worth trying, making the attempt, because then you'll learn. Like, the more you can identify the problem, I imagine the easier it is that you could probably address the issue the more you do it.
You're just broadening your understanding all the time if you participate in the training of the animal. And that can be about all sorts of things. Like, I've got a horse that's I need help with, and my trainer's coming around today, and I've already got, like I said, like I've got the first part of my lesson. I'm going to explain to her what I think is problematic here, and what I'd like what my goals are, what I'd like this to look like, and my training, like I've got a training plan. So for that horse, and I want her to check the plan and then I want her to supervise me enacting the plan. So bit the bullet yesterday. I've booked it. I've got 2 lessons this week, and I've got 2 lessons already booked for next week because I need help, but I don't want to just take my horse and go, whatever,
Yeah.
do something
Yeah.
with it. It's a lot better if it's your animal. So it's a lot better if you can spend some time thinking about it, to talk to someone else about it. So I go through my ideas like with my partner, brainstorm and sort of get all my thoughts collected. This is what I think about all of this. This is what I think, and then I'll go through my training. This is what I think this is what I think we need to do. So an example for this horse is he's so pushy. And I realized yesterday he's driving me nuts. And I think it's the sensory input. It's just constantly, like, he's not such a ride than he is to be on the ground, because he's just constantly, he'll bump into you. Like, he's forever trying to touch you. He's pulling on the rope constantly. Like, he's just this amount of tactile input after an hour and a half, 2-hour trail ride. Like, I get off and ride and get on the ground and up and down, training the horses. But I'd had enough. Like, I got to the end, I was like, get this horse back in the paddock, wash him down, back in the paddock, buddy.
Go.
Got
Go
5
some
seconds before I am at my threshold. Get away from me. And then I was fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's when I was like, I reckon this is sensory input for me. So the only way you can really deal with that is shorter sessions. Like, I'm not going to be able to take him out, but the reason I'm taking him out on these big long rides is to get some sense into him, some experience, but that's not going to work because it doesn't work for me.
Yes, you can't keep up with it.
2 hours, I'm like, I honestly am going to, like, I'm envisaging myself putting this horse on Gumtree. Like,
yeah,
someone else would probably love you. Like, but I want you to stop touching me. Like, leave me. I don't know, but I'm like, why do I feel like that? Well, because I'm overstimulated and I've had a gutful, actually. So you're a part of the picture too, as the handler, the owner, trainer of your own dog, horse, whatever. You're a part of the picture too. So if my trainer comes, like, that's why I've got to have a training plan, because if she comes and goes, who's Steve, take him out for 8-hour trail ride, I'll be like, so I'm not doing that because I'm going to lose my mind. So we need to do something that's going to fit the handler, and she won't say that, but the handler and the horse. For you guys, you're the handler and your dog always got to be part of the picture. So you can't be a part of the picture of your training plan with your trainer if you don't bring some of that information forward and go, this is what is going to work this is what I think is going to work for us. What are the options? Bloody blah.
Yeah.
And your trainer should be able to demonstrate flexibility in trying to help you in the context of your situation as well. Could be anything. Could have mobility stuff, whatever. Could be anything. Okay. Just that's sort of, what do you think, Max? Do you feel like you know more about growling, biting?
Yeah. I think it makes sense. And I think, like you said, context does matter. And I think, like, it's an important thing to address with our teams, especially ones that are in training who might know this stuff but haven't brought it forward. Hopefully this can be a gentle way to just say, okay, like, it's time. This is your sign to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's going to come out. Like, get ahead of it so no one has a, dramatic incident.
And, like, I guess, and that was like some of the conversations that, like, over the last couple of months that have led to this conversation is, like, people reaching out, like, they don't know this yet because they don't know us yet. And they don't, so, and, that some of the stuff that we're describing, like, in a pet dog home, like, if that's how you want to roll, like, whatever, but it's not going to work in a therapy context. So, for example, the kids annoying the dog thing, the dog's on the couch and the kids are annoying the dog learns to growl to say, get out of my space. That's directly a situation that's going to happen in a clinical room. There's going to be a couch there. The dog's going to be on the couch. Kids are going to annoy it. How do you know? You don't know what the dog's going to find annoying on any given day. Kids are going to annoy it. So what are you going to do if you're like that? I feel like that could very easily generalize to that other context, that behavior.
Absolutely.
And then what are you going to do? Now, once the dog's growled at someone, now what?
And then throw in like an upset tummy.
That's what I mean.
You know, like you could also go, oh, well, they just growl. It never turns into anything. But it just could be the one day where the ear infection, upset tummy, a yeasty paw, and then it tips them over the edge. So
but they've hurt themselves that morning and they've, you know, they're not limping,
tail,
but you don't realize. They're tired. Could be absolutely anything. And if it happens in that kind of scenario, like that's really challenging to that if that happened at a workplace, that's not something that you can easily control, like post event. So what can then happen is that then now the dog has now practiced this behavior in that environment, and that's really not good. So yeah, I think
I think also when it comes to like the temperament assessments, that's generally the time where this stuff comes out as well. So I think, you know, when we say temperament assessment, it's not just like meeting the dog and being like, yep, they're good to go. Like their boundaries are crossed gently, but crossed to see how they're going to react when, you know, their collar's pulled and tail, I imagine tail's pulled, or certain things that are going to be classic in therapy settings are going to happen. So it will come out.
Yeah. And those things happen quickly and before you can address it. Do you know what I mean? Like they happen before you can stop it. And so then you have to try and stop it in a clinically appropriate way, which is different to yelling at your kids at home to leave the dog alone. It's not that. So the dog has to be able to tolerate a certain amount of whatever offense whilst you're intervening, because things just happen. It's these things just happen. And you can have as many, some people put like lots of rules for how to interact with a dog. You can have as many rules as you want. The kids I see are here because they don't follow rules. So that doesn't help me. So I don't even have them. Like, that doesn't help me. So that's what I mean by like the nuances and stuff. Our goal always is to increase our dog's capacity, increase their capacity for coping. A dog like Kiki, who's very high in defense, she's not a therapy dog. No. That's not a therapy dog. Like I don't even have a pet sitter anymore. Like I just do not trust anyone to interact with that dog and stay out of conflict. I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't. I'm like, no. Like I put a lot of work into her, how she is, and I don't want anything to go wrong. So even though she's super friendly, but
no, I'm the same with Dougie. Like that's the reason he hasn't become a therapy dog, because he's got so many, you know, sensitive tummies and health issues, and it triggers his resource guarding when he's not feeling well. So it's just not an option.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
But he's beautiful. Like he's so gorgeous, but it's just not an option.
Yeah. Yeah. And that doesn't mean, I've said this to heaps of people as well about their dogs, it doesn't mean they're a bad dog.
No. Like they're great dogs. All dogs are great dogs.
They're great dogs. You're responsible for the dog. You know the behaviors. You stay out of conflict with the dog. You have good rules and respect, mutual respect, things like that. Blah, 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 blah. The dog's not a problem. Not a problem. As soon as you take them into a workplace environment, and what you're doing is by calling this dog a therapy dog is that you're saying this dog is super tolerant, hard to offend, extroverted, loves people, da-da-da.
Top of the line.
If you're feeling like you have to protect your dog from offense all the time, that's not a therapy dog.
Yeah.
So it makes your job too hard that you have to protect the dog all the time. It's just not, it's not a good way to go about it.
It wouldn't be fun either. That's not enjoyable for anyone.
No. Especially the client. Like really all that is that you're taking your dog to work and you're hanging out with it, and the client can see you hanging out with your dog. There's way too many risks involved and other stuff involved that's not a good use of your time or your dog's time. Like, don't do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm just saying.
You were warned.
I don't like that. Really come across so preachy and lectury sometimes, which is just how I was born, or nurtured into. I don't know why I'm like this.
This is
So
a nice
try,
indirect way to do it, though, because we're not speaking to one specific person. So those
yeah,
listening can, I'm sure, process
self-evaluate.
that and, yeah, evaluate. Yeah.
But understand that I also am like, do whatever you want. There's
Yeah.
only we have to, as Therapy Dogs Australia, we have to come up with kind of like an ethos, a value system, something like that that I'm happy with, and I think is these are good ideas because it's our name. So I'm not going to stop people from doing things, but I'm not going to put my name on everything that you do. Just like you're not going to put your name on all dumb shit I do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm.
Like there are things, that will be your choice that you do, and then we're not going to be involved in that. So
Mm. Mm.
that's just the way that these things have to work. You can shop around. There's probably people that are, you know, making up new business names every 6 months and slapping them on whatever they want. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
we know that there's a lot of people who have trained elsewhere and then the businesses closed down and now they can't reassess their dogs, which pops up all the time. So I know
Yeah,
that
more
that sort of
common
stuff,
than you think. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff is happening. So, do whatever you want, but I just offer these things as like, this is how I see this working well and things that aren't working well.
Mhm. How we get to 2 Therapy Dogs Australia Dog of the Year in a row.
Yeah,
That sentence made any sense at all. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm very proud of those dogs and I'm proud of the teams. And I it's probably, I don't know if it's interesting for people or not. Ever since I brought home that Anatolian Shepherd, Kiki, and we ended up with that Staffy, Kiki just turned 2 at the
Oh.
end of January. So it's 2 minus 8 weeks, 2 years minus 8 weeks. From the time of that dog, my skill set tenfold,
Mm.
if not 50-fold improved. In those 2 years, I've done 2 boot camps with Pat as well, which is the live-in 5-day things. Heaps of I was already doing sessions with Pat before I got Kiki, I think. Yeah. But having a new dog to be mentored through, major skill upgrade.
Mm.
And then Penny came along, and even though she's my partner's dog, and so I've been like quite hands off, I still am a very big part of her life, and I'm doing all of her lifestyle stuff, and I do a lot of modeling certain things in
Yeah.
the presence
Yeah.
of her owner, and then I see things playing out. So there's a little bit of sneaky business going on there. But yeah, having 2 adolescent dogs at the same time, don't ever do it. But especially 2 very different breeds to what I've had before. I've only had labs and collies. I had a German Shepherd when I was a kid, but I never trained it. So my skill set's like just 100-fold, like huge
Mm.
change over the last 2 years. The podcast has made a huge difference too, like because we're having these conversations, we're talking to the trainers, we're doing all this
Yes.
stuff. I put a lot of time into my professional dog training, professional development, especially the last 2 years. So all of that to say, I am so happy to see out the dogs that we're producing. And I think I nearly messaged Pat the other day to tell him that I'm a dog trainer, because I've always been like, I'm not really a dog trainer. Like,
Really? That's what you
yeah,
felt. Wow.
was not a psychologist, Max. Like,
Yeah, but isn't it the same thing? It's like the psychology translates so
just always like,
well.
I'm not really a real dog trainer. Like, I just sort of train my dogs and then I help other people with their dogs, and I just was like, I
Oh,
don't know. It's
I
just
can
that, like,
assure you no one else has looked at you like that.
well, they
Everyone
must
else
be,
is
Max,
a
because
dog
no
trainer.
one listens to me is where this is headed. Nobody tells me what is going on and nobody listens to me. Obviously, that's not true, because we have all these great teams with all these great scores doing well. They're out there in their community. They're winning Australian Top Dog of the Year and all the other categories and all that sort of stuff as well. So that's obviously not true. Sometimes, and I've always just been like, oh, well, whatever. Like, but but I've had an awakening, and I've been like,
Good.
we're actually
Mm.
really holding our own. And it's what is it now? 2026. I think this is 10 years of Therapy Dogs Australia.
Wow.
I think it's 10 or 11. I think it's 10. I think it's 10. And finally, here I am, a dog trainer.
Finally.
Been an accredited dog trainer for probably 9 years, 8 years, don't know. So I'm feeling pretty, there's lots of stuff I don't know, and that's not my thing. Like, I don't deal with reactivity and stuff like that. Like, it's not there's people that do that all day, every day. They're very, very
That's
good at
their
it.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing the basic stuff over here.
Well, you're
So
doing the therapy dog thing.
I'm doing the therapy dog thing. That's my thing.
That's your thing.
That's
Yeah.
my thing. But so the reason I felt like I could be like, I am a dog trainer is because my confidence is improved heaps. Like, but
Yeah.
it's because I'm working the dogs, producing the dogs. I've got dogs at home. I've got this going on. I've got that going on. I'm answering the questions. I'm running the classes. I'm running the courses. I'm making the video library. I'm doing all this stuff, and it's working. And we're problem solving as well. So all the dogs that, like issues that pop up, we're problem solving those along the way. Adolescent school, we're problem solving those dogs along the way. And we've got great dogs coming out. So I'm feeling like really good about what we're doing, what we got going on. I need people to know that we can help you.
Yes.
Like, I can help you. And if I don't know the answer, I will put you in touch with somebody who knows the answer. I can help you. So please let me or someone know when something happens, or you see, something not good is happening. If you don't want to let me know, just reach out and, ask for trainer recommendations in your area, like just do that. But not telling anyone and not getting help is not the way to go. That's not the answer. So
Yeah, it'll
let's
just get worse.
I really want to put that message across. I need you. I probably know a little bit about everything. So, which is like, that's what I mean. Like it's surprising me, like how much my knowledge base has really grown. But I will know, if you can tell me your situation, I'll know enough to either be able to help you or get you help. Like, I'm not going to send you in the wrong direction. I'm not going to give you stupid answers and make it worse. So please reach out, guys. If anything is going not that good, let us know. Get some help. We will help you. We don't think any less of you. Our dogs all do dumb stuff. So it's all cool. Or if you are listening and you're like, oh, I have a problem, and you're feeling conflicted or whatever, challenged, maybe you need to have a conversation with yourself about whether or not your dog's a therapy dog and whether or not they should be going to work or school with you. The behaviors that we've described today, those dogs should not be therapy dogs. Kiki, the high defense dog, like, they shouldn't be therapy dogs. Therapy dogs should do everything in their power. First of all, difficult to offend anyway, but they're doing everything in their power to move away.
Yeah.
Increase the distance by moving
Non-confrontational.
away, not moving you away, not moving the kids away. They move away. Okay, this is in the context of like humans and stuff, but then you'll see the signs elsewhere. It's nuanced, but that's kind of the crux of it. If I had a dog that was growling at people, there's no way I would take it into a workplace. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. If I had a dog that was resource guarding, I'm not taking it into a workplace. No way. No way. No way. The amount of risk is so high. Like, no. So get help, get advice, have a little think about it, have a little talk to the people around you, and good luck. And just to finish up, I'm just going to say final big congratulations to all of our teams.
So proud.
Not just the ones that we talked about today, but all our teams.
We're honestly so warm and fuzzy about everyone that's doing wonderful work.
I really am.
With their dogs.
while we were talking, so I got a little notification from school that someone has signed up for their first paid annual membership. I forgot
Yay!
to mention, what did I say? $10 a
$10 a
month,
month, wasn't it?
but I think it's 80.
Adults?
So a year would be 120. I think I made it like if you do a year, it's 80. Welcome.
Definitely.
to school.
That's because, like we were saying, we're not sure when the price might go up just based on how much time is spent on the
That's the only
platform.
caveat.
So
But it won't go like people that buy it
catch it.
now. Like it can't go
that's
up
what I
for
mean.
them.
It's like catch it for the year.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's the only thing is like, well, that's running businesses. Like you just don't know. Like,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'd jump on that.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
you.
listening.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you're interested in studying with us, but you have a few more questions before you get started, please get in touch with us by emailing info@therapydog.com.au or visiting our website, www.therapydog.com.au, for more information and our FAQs.